Hi, Coach.
Hi, Sine.
Unjani.
I'm good. Thanks for joining.
The right now. So yeah, you coming from processes,
Yep.
jobs.
Jobs. I
Yeah,
mean, we are
so
so grateful.
hey Winnie.
So grateful. It's been a dry season with the COVID. Um, it's good to be back. It's good to connect with Abandwana. And yeah.
Ne? So how was it? How was it? You had a couple of jobs. Can you
Yeah.
just share how was that experience for you? Because as you just said now it's been a while
Yeah.
since you've been back in the scene. So
Yeah.
what's up?
No, I've been online. As I shared earlier in one of our conversations that I decided to venture online, but it's been a while um, since I've done this work physically, with Abandona. So on Saturday, which was the 26th, so I was working with 165 learners from Life Choices, so they're alumni. So I was working with them, 165 of them, and then the following week, on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I was working with 17 students from the Coding Academy, from Life Choices again. Yeah, so it was exciting. I'm exhausted. I'm still recovering. I did not do anything over this past weekend. I was just recovering, just allowing my body to recover, so that I can be able to reflect. That's why we're doing this now. Yeah, so for me, this is also kind of like a reflection process. Yeah, because a lot happened. So it was back to back, four of them. Yeah, 70 learners divided into two groups. I did the mental strength training with them, and also I did goal setting and vision. So with them every year I do. So it's been 4 years now since I've been working with the Life Choices. So every year I do professional development with their newly recruits. So every year they recruit students for the coding program which they have. So I work with those learners. So it was again a privilege for me to serve and connect with these learners. So it was exciting because it was different from the other groups that I've worked with in the past 4 years. These ones were younger. You had 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20. The energy was different. Energy it was sick. No, it was sick. It was off the hizzle.
Of the hazel.
Yeah.
And also like you had 100 and something and it's alumni, so
With
some
those
of
ones,
them know you.
that's crazy with those ones because we were expecting 100. We were expecting 100, and then on the day we had 165 on a
Wow,
Saturday.
almost 200.
Almost on a Saturday.
Wow.
And you need to remember these kids are not forced to be there. These young adults. Let me
They were
stop calling them.
invited.
They were not, the reason I'm calling them kids because I've worked with them before when they were doing grade 11, but now they're
Yeah.
adults. Some of them are business people. Some of them are at varsity. Some of them are already working. So these are young adults. So they are not forced to be there. They sign up. And they are no longer part of
The academy.
Life Choices. So this was a special event. So they showed up, and yeah, it went. Yeah, it was loose. Yeah, it got crazy, man. Yeah.
And how did it feel for you to know that the work that, I mean, you've been working with this organization for some time now,
Yeah.
and I'm sure they were familiar faces, and
A
now
lot.
the teachings that these learners have took, oh, you see them at a better place.
Yeah.
You know how sometimes we work and then you see that student once and then awuphinda ubabone,
Yeah.
but seeing them at a better place, as you said, now they were kids
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
you were there a couple
Yeah.
of years ago, but now they're adults and they wanted to be there.
Yeah.
And like, how did it feel for you?
I think first of all, after that process, I've always, I mean, that's why we've been working together with Life Choices for so many years because I respect the organization. But after that session, my level of respect with Life Choices just went off the, like, just it's on steroids now. That success rate. I mean, I've been working
Yeah.
in this space now for a very long time. I've never experienced. I've never seen that kind of success rate.
Yeah.
Because their program, e-leaders quest, it's a tutoring program, but it's got a component of personal development and leadership. So the program prepares these young adults for life after high school.
Yeah.
So their intention, they're being tutored, so their intention is for them to pass well so that they can be able to register, so that they can be able to access higher institutions. And I mean, 9 out of 165.
Yeah. At a time like this,
Ooh.
at a time where
Yes,
people are
yes.
becoming more and more disorientated, not knowing what to do with their lives, and being like, you know what, I'm giving up anyway. This was not for me.
Yeah.
Or I was forced to be there because of at school.
Exactly. You know, and I mean, and also I got an opportunity to reconnect with the learners that I worked with a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So it was kind of cool, you know, to hear, you know, from them in terms of where they are at,
Their stories.
their stories, you know, how they've applied some of the things that I've taught them. And yeah, it was great, man. But for me, I'm so inspired and also humbled to have Electrosis as a partner, because I don't see my clients as clients. I see them as partners, because we
Yeah.
are working together to develop young people and stuff. So for me, that success rate is insane.
I think that's one of the things that, as facilitators or people in development should really start looking at, like seeing our clients as our partners instead of seeing them as just clients, because
Whereby like it's a
they
transaction,
bring, yeah,
whereby
like
it's a
just,
transactional relationship whereby you get the money and then you
and
do
then
the
you
job.
do the
Nah.
job and then you leave, and because at the end of the day, it's we are impacting lives here. There's always gonna be that recurring relationship if we put effort into this relationship, other than the transactional. So I'm glad that it's already happening for you and Life Choices. And obviously they value your work. If you've worked with alumni as well, like people that have already left the system to come back, they it's not just any person that can do that, can come for such a a gathering. So obviously there's a strong relationship there. Yeah. So what's next now? You're back?
Yeah, so for me, so I got inspired, because the feedback that I got after that session, in fact, even with the coding students,
Yeah.
after all these 5 sessions that I did, I got inspired, man, to show up more, and to take my gift to these young people, because I can relate with them, and also, I mean, getting feedback from them after so many years, and then I realized that actually my work is needed in schools. So that's what I'm currently doing now. I'm currently positioning my brand and presenting my work to principals, because that's what I want to do now. I want to serve high schools, especially township high schools. In fact, I'm looking for these high schools whereby people are saying that it's impossible to work at. These communities whereby people are saying that it's impossible for learners to learn. These rough communities. I'm looking for schools in Nyanga, Langa, Kokoletu, Crossroads. These kind of like hotspots, red.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking for those communities, because that's where I come from. That's where I come from, because I use my story to move these kids, to inspire them. And then, of course, as an NLP practitioner, I give them strategies and tactics to actually move from where they are to where they want to be. So that's what I'm currently doing. I'm currently packaging my services and my experience, and then presenting it to principals. That's what I'm currently working on. And also realizing that I cannot serve every school
Yeah.
in South Africa, because I want to
Yeah.
really I want to go nationally now. We are also working on digitizing the work that I do, so
Yeah.
that kids, learners can be able to access.
Because they are there.
They are there online. So
Yeah.
it's to digitize, especially starting with the grade 12 learners, and then going down to other grades as well. But we're gonna start with the grade 12s. So that's what I'm currently doing now. I'm currently looking for schools to partner with.
Yeah.
Because I'm not looking at going to one school and then leave it there, because mind transformation is a journey.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for schools that are willing to walk this
The
journey,
journey.
whereby we can put up like a 5-year program
Yeah.
for grade 8s, and then up until they
Matric.
get to grade 12, because I feel like when they're grade 12 it's kind of late, you know, but it doesn't mean that there's nothing that can be done.
Yeah.
You know, there is, but I'm looking for schools that would be open to a long-term relationship, so that I can go in and also bring my team, because I'm also developing a team now.
Yeah.
Because you know, physically it's impossible to do this thing alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You asked me a question last time. You asked me, how do I prepare?
Yeah.
I want to ask you the same thing. How did you prepare for this? Because you did 5 sessions. You did 5 sessions. And we all know what goes into that. There's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah.
And you just spoke about physically now. It's not, you know, it's draining sometimes when you have to do everything alone. But how did you prepare for this? Like in terms of doing 5 processes in almost 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think physical is physical, as I always tell, you know, my students at their personal development classes, you have to stay ready.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't get ready when I get the job. I stay ready, meaning I look after my body, like on a daily basis. On a daily basis, like I'm on point, you know, in terms of like, you know, the food that I eat, the water that I drink, you know, exercising, and staying active. So I stay ready.
Yeah.
That's the physical aspect. And then when it comes to the mental aspect, I've done it over. I've done it over and over. And also the program that I run for the coding studio, it's the same program, but I just keep on adding stuff as I go along. So it's about staying ready. And for me, I've got a saying that says, you know, you need to get there before
You
there
get
before
there.
you get there.
Yeah.
Be there before you get there. Don't start.
Visualize
Don't
also.
start. So I visualize this
Yeah.
thing. So I conduct these processes in my head before I even get there. You know. So for me, that's honestly, that's how I prepare, and also like constantly I consume the education. Like I consume information. So after each session, I'm like, okay, how can I make this better? Then immediately I get to work.
Yeah.
You know, start, you know, doing research, you know, reading what I have to read, listen to what I have to listen to, watch what I have to watch. Because, for example, now the coding course, I'm going to do it again next year. But already the learning has already started. So how do I prepare? I'm already preparing so that when I get there, I'm ready. I think for me, the biggest challenge is just the physical aspect. But the mental aspect, I start working on the program as soon as I finish the program. I reflect and then do some minor adjustments, and then, you know, start preparing, you know, so that I can get ready when I get called again. You know, because the relationships that I have now are relationships. I take work that is long term.
Yeah.
You know, so I know that, okay, if I do this, and then I know that I'm gonna come back again.
Yeah.
So I start preparing immediately. You know, also, you know, acquiring the necessary skills. You know, yeah. So that's how.
I love the fact you said reflection. Because just reflection is just not just about sitting on your own and thinking of how did it go, what can I do better, but it's also asking for reflection from your client as well, understanding how can you improve. And I think that's where also it begins, you welcoming or inviting your partner, which is your client, in terms of them giving you feedback in terms of how the last process went, so that you can start working on the other coming up processes. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I think, like when you say reflection, for me, I think also in that aspect as well, because it's an ongoing process up until the next job.
Yeah.
But then what you said now, you gotta be ready, not at the time that you have to do the job, before you do the job. Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
Anything else that it might have
And
popped
also,
up?
and also, I mean, on Friday, on Friday, I got inspired because I've been procrastinating. You know, I've been, you know, I've been limiting myself. I've been, talking about I'm gonna write my book when this and this. So after that session, when we were setting goals with the learners, I decided to start writing my book.
Okay.
So I'm currently writing my book. It's gonna be I'm gonna release it as an ebook, and later on I'm going to have it available as a hard copy. So it's called Matika Mentality. So I just want to share this way of thinking, because I believe that I've got a unique way of thinking. I've got a unique way of viewing the world. So I'm putting my thoughts, my philosophies on this book, and then I want to share this book with this market that I want to serve, which is the learners, in terms of, what is it that they need to do to transform their mindsets so that they can be able to operate at a higher level. So I'm currently writing that book. So on my way back from that session, I went on my phone, went on Canva, and then I designed a cover. So it's on my phone now. There's no turning back. And maybe I will edit the cover later on, but I needed to have that cover, as a kind of like, as I'm saying, I needed to finish it
before you started.
Yes, So that's one of the things that are exciting at the moment. I'm currently writing my book, so I'm gonna be an author in 2 months.
In 2 months' time.
2 months' time, like I'm releasing my book.
And we'll have a conversation about the book here.
Yes,
that's cool. I think a beautiful thing about the processes that we do is that you also get to develop out of it.
I always tell Abantu Sina that everything, I don't know about other guys, but everything that I teach what I need the most. I teach what I need the most, and as much as it is beneficial to the audience that I'm serving, it's also beneficial to me. So when I go hard at the subject, you need to know that that's what I want to hear as well. And also
there's a work in progress.
There's work in progress. And also, for me to be able to deliver it, I need to do research. So when I do research, I'm learning. So for me, I teach. So everything that I teach is something that I had to learn. To get what I'm saying. So it's amazing. It's amazing. This work forces you to grow. Because you can't keep on saying one thing over and over. When the learners are meeting you the second time, you need to be able to catch up, because you ask them, where are they? And
you expect them to be in a different place than the last time you saw them. So are you.
Also need to lead by example. So that's the beauty of the work that we are doing. As much as, yes, it's business, we're getting paid, but also seeing people grow, but also grow in the process as well. So if it wasn't for those learners, I'm telling you, I would still be planning to write it.
And not actually visualizing it. And
now it's done.
Now you're writing it.
Yeah, because it's not something new. It's the things that I've been teaching, but now I'm gonna put them, on paper. So I'm looking forward to that. Because now what I'm really looking at is, how do I scale, this fruit? How do I make sure that it reaches a lot of people without me being there physically? Because the book, imagine how many people are going to benefit from the book, so those are the things that I'm currently looking at now. How do I, create online courses whereby, like, I do it once, and then then while the course is there, people are learning it, and I'm moving on to something else, because I cannot serve every learner in South Africa by me being there physically all the time.
And people don't learn the same way. Some people, because even the audience thing, like being present, some people, like a book would do it, and
others
they would
want
get
to
it.
listen, they want to
Others
podcast.
want to listen, and then others want to see you.
Exactly.
So it's a good thing that you're actually catering for different audiences. So we'll wait on the book, Coach.
Yep. It's gonna be done.
So we'll talk again
Sure.
soon.
Yeah.
Sure.